Correct.
And this is not ordinary content. So we have to
Yes.
understand that this is not something just for certificate or just for us to hear and then follow it. It's hard, challenging, but that's what we have to strive
Yes.
for. I'm going to share a screen now. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kirpatadham Bande Shri Gurum Dintaranam Pramanand Matvam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश हतारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांगरे जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Oh boy.
हरे कृष्णा
Hey, Krishna.
welcome back to everybody. So we are going through nectar of devotion. So chapters that you are seeing are basically the title of the chapter is exactly what is here in this book. You might have a different format of this book called The Nectar of Devotion, but the chapter that we are following is exactly what is given in this book. So, third chapter is eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotional service. And what we are doing is that Prabhupada has given the summary, and those summaries are coming from the set of verses that are given in Nectar of Devotion or Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, which is basically the root of this book. And then also some of those are quoted in Bhagavatam. So from there, we are making the same point as it is being made here, but just going through the verses to give you the reference. So my expectation is that all of you are reading and doing the homework. So I would like to see how many of you are regularly doing the homework. Can you raise your hand there, right there in the uh,
Um,
Zoom reaction? Let me know if you are doing your homework. So we have finished
yeah.
3 chapters. I haven't received homework from Nectar of Instruction, and I'm expecting that all of you should be doing the homework. It's very important. We don't want to go back. 2 things we have to do: read and do the homework. All right. So I'll quickly try to finish this chapter. So far, we have given you or we have discussed definition of pure bhakti. Then we have discussed the definition of sadhana bhakti. Then we have talked about raganuga bhakti. We have talked about bhakti has 3 major segments: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, prema bhakti. Sadhana bhakti has 2 steps: Vadi Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti. Now we are seeing who are the people who are even eligible to accept devotional service. Not everybody can accept, but if someone is accepting, then who is that person? So how is bhakti received? Three classes of devotee, four types of person who takes bhakti, and then uh, three types of happiness. All of these things we have gone through. So I'll just try to show you the slide and discuss the key items or key points that we have, and then move to next one. So 9 stages of bhakti given by Rupa Goswami. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given 14 stages. We talked about that last week. Bhakti is considered Yadrik Chaya. Bhakti comes from Bhakta. Okay. And then we have also gone through this slide. This is a Swalpa Api Ruchi Revashyada Bhakti Tattva Bodhika Juktis tu Kevala Naiva Yadashya Pratisthitaha. Pratisthita. So this says, and all of us are fortunate enough because every life we do some pious deed. And when our piety is accumulated birth after birth, life after life, and when it reaches certain threshold, then we are a good candidate to receive the teaching, or even we are candidate to receive the instruction given by Bhakta, Bhaktis, Bhakti Shastris. And from there our bhakti begins. So this is very, very important because one of the thing was how bhakti even begins. And bhakti comes from bhakta. Devotion comes from devotee. Devotion comes from devotee. Devotion comes from devotee. That is why when we teach ISKCON disciple course, we teach Srila Prabhupada is preeminent Siksha Guru because all of us are trying to be devotee because of a devotee. And that devotee is none different than Srila Prabhupada. See how big, Prabhupada can preach one person. Still thousands and millions of people, 600 temples. But all if you look back, everything, Prabhupada gives credit to others, but ultimately it's all coming from Srila Prabhupada. So one pure devotee can do this much. So bhakti comes from bhakta. That is the very essential point to be learned. And then there are three types of devotee. So this is the slide that we have seen in Nectar of Instruction. Nectar of Instruction also talks about three classes of devotee. But don't you think, or please don't think that you know this, because these definitions or these three types of adhikari, their definitions will change based upon context. Context. So in Nectar of Instruction, these terms are defined in terms of sense control. In Nectar of Devotion, these terms are defined in terms of Shraddha, faith, because this is devotion, Nectar of Devotion. So here, Bhakti is the context. So definition of these three terms are given in terms of Bhakti. Somewhere else, you will see these terms are defined in terms of Shastric understanding, how much you understand Shastra. Somewhere you might find slightly different definition. Bhagavatam in 11th canto, Krishna is teaching this to Uddhav, and he gives slightly different definition. So here we are going to see definitions of these three adhikari based upon their adhikar, based upon their shraddha. Shraddha. So Shastra Jukte Sunipuna, Sunipun, Nipun, Nipun, expert. So Shastra Jukte Nipuna, Dridha Shraddha Yara. So Dridha Shraddha Jara. The one who is expert in Shastric understanding and his faith is firm. Uttamadhikari sei taraya samsara. So that person is Uttamadhikari. So what are the quality? He has Shastra Juk Shunipuna. He is expert in Shastra. He very expertly understand the Shastra, teaching of Shastra. And then he has Dridha Shraddha, firm faith. His faith is not dilute. His faith is not soft. Firm faith. He's Utmadhikari. And then what he can do? Sei Tarae Samsara. Utmadhikari, Utmadhikari can deliver the whole world. Tarae means to deliver. So Prabhupada in Bhagavatam writes that all the endeavor that I'm doing for one pure devotee. And that's the reason I emphasize that all of us are becoming devotee because of Sri Prabhupada, one person. And that's what he says here. Shastre jukte shunipuna dridh shraddhayara uttam adhikari sei taraye samsara. So that person is Utmadhikari, who is expert in Shastric understanding and who has firm faith, and he can deliver the entire world, the whole world he can deliver. Let's see Madhmadhikari. Shastra Jukti nahi jane dridha shraddhavan. So who is Madhmadhikari? He is not very expert in Shastric understanding, but dridha shraddhavan. But his faith is firm in Krishna. So not everybody is knower of Shastra, but his faith is firm. Madhma Adhikari say Mahabhagyavan. So this person is very fortunate and is known as Madhma Adhikari. So you can please make a note. Please keep on making a note. I see Manohar Prabhu is doing note. You also do note. Don't take it light. So Shastra Jukti Nahi Jane Tridha Sardhavan. He does not know all the conclusive teaching of the Shastra, but the Drid Shraddhavan, he has firm faith in Bhakti, Anga Bhakti. And that's why he is called Bhagyavan. So two quality is given here. Shastra Nipunaha. He is not Nipunaha. We saw that here. He says that he is Nipunaha, Shunipuna. But in Madhmadhikari, he is not expert in Shastric understanding, but Dridha Shraddhavan, he has firm faith. Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karya Siddhi Hayas. He has firm faith that by engaging in devotional service of Krishna, everything else will be taken care. And then who is Kanishta Adhikari? So one who has Komal Shraddha. Yo bhavet Komal Shraddha Sakanishto Nigadyate, nigadyate. That person is known as Kanistha, whose faith is komal, soft, whose faith is not very strong. So that is why sometimes it is advised that for Kanistha, Sadhu Sangha is very important. Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, right? So Sadhu Sangha is very, very important for Kanistha. Why? Because his Shraddha is not very strong. So if he can associate with a sadhu, he'll become a sadhu, or his mind will get diluted. Okay, so it's not like when we sometimes we say that we should try to avoid associating with certain type of personality. Senior advanced devotee can do whatever they want to do. They are fully fixed at the feet of Krishna. But if yourself are not matured enough, then you should know your limitation and don't expose yourself to a situation where they can convince you. Because devotee who are shastric, what happens that you have Kanistha in bhakti faith and you end up talking to somebody who is uttama in their shastric faith from different place, from different area. They can quickly teach you, convince you. You know, so it's very, very important that we safeguard our devotion. And how we safeguard our devotion? We know our limitation. That's your number one priority. So please understand that Kanishta has not sufficient knowledge of a scripture, and his faith is also not firm. So he is weak from both sides. His faith is very uh, weak, and he does not have sufficient knowledge of Shastra. So what happens? He is least qualified. He's the least qualified, and he is prone for any accidental mistakes, accidental things to happen. So these three adhikari are there, and here is a slide that shows these three adhikar, Kanishta, Madhma, and Uttama. So Kanishta, this is the definition. This is coming from Nectar of Instruction. So in Nectar of Instruction, Kanishta adhikari is defined a person who mostly stays in temple and does the deity worship. He sees only Krishna in his deity. Once you take him out from the temple, he cannot see Krishna, right? And he does not have intelligence to discriminate. He does not have sense control. Okay. Madhmadikari has a intelligence to discriminate. See here, quite a difference, definition, quite a different definition. Ishware tad adhineshu bhaleshu divsesu sa brahmatri kripaksha kripa upeksha yah karoti sa madhyama. So clearly you can see that, that's why I brought this slide. You see the difference in the definition. Here it says that Madhmadikari is the one who can discriminate prema, maitri, karuna, upeksha. Why? Because he understand. He understand, his faith is firm and he understands some teaching of Shastra. Okay. But Uttama Adhikari, is fully perfected. He sees Sarabhutesu Yat Pashyate. He sees Krishna Bhagavad Bhavam Atmana. Bhavam means oneself and all other living entity. He sees presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead, in Atmana Bhutani, in all other living entity. He sees presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Bhagavad Gita says, what he says, Sunichaiva Sopakecha Pandita Samadarshana. So this Utmadhikari is like that. Vidya Vinay Sampanam, Brahmane Gavahastani. So the verse starts Vidya and Vinay. What is Vidya? Knowledge. Knowledge. So what is the sign of being in knowledge? Do you know what is sign of being in knowledge? Can somebody guess from this verse? Vidya and then?
Vinay, proper
Yeah, what is
conduct.
Binay?
Proper conduct.
Yeah, humility. The real knowledge, Krishna is saying, Vidya Binay Sampane. Sampane means the one who is equipped. What he is equipped with? Vidya, knowledge. Knowledge gives Vinaya. So Vidya Vinaya Sampane. Brahmane Gavahastani. Suni Chaiva Sopakecha Pandita Samdarsana. Since he has sufficient knowledge, he is Shastra Nipuna, he can see the engagement of or purpose of each living entity, which is sooner or later everybody is striving to engage in devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so that's how we finish these three types of adhikari. And then this verse is just to remind you that those adhikaris are already performing devotional service. Okay, it's not like that they're not performing bhakti. They're already engaged in bhakti. They are bhaktas like us. Okay, who are already convinced. Maybe the degree of conviction is not the degree of conviction is varying from person to person. My conviction versus somebody else conviction versus somebody else conviction, there might be some grade to it, but at least all of us are following our bhakti. But in order for us to come to this stage, we had to go through these four stages. So that's what Rupa Goswami is emphasizing, that there are pious people who accept Supreme Personality of Godhead, and those pious people, what are their condition? Artha, Arthi Jigyasu, Jnanisha, Vatsarva. So he's saying that Artho Jigyasu, Artha, Arthi, Jnani, Cha, Bharat, Bharat, or Savaha. So Artha means the distress. An example is given, Gajendra. Gajendra tried to fight with the crocodile, and once he found out that everybody has left and he cannot win, then he remembered Krishna. So there are group of people who are distressed, and then they will look for Krishna, like hippies. When Prabhupada came, all these hippies were fully distressed. They didn't like the wealth and power and opulence and following the rules and regulations. So Prabhupada, as soon as Prabhupada came, boom, they liked Prabhupada. So that's what it says. And the one who are distressed, they will come to Krishna. And Jigyasu, the one who are inquisitive. I am this, I am that, neti neti, this is right, this is wrong. Slowly and slowly they come to that point. And Shaunakadi rishis are given as example. And Artha Arthi, the one who are Artha means wealth and Arthi means seeker. So the one who is seeking wealth, right? Dhruv Maharaj's example. Dhruv Maharaj didn't look for Vishnu to become a pure devotee, right? He looked for Vishnu to make sure that he defeats Uttama, right? And Shuruchi, Shuniti. Shuniti is the one who follows the Niti, and Suruchi means one who looks beautiful. So Dhruv Maharaj was in the search of wealth, and four Kumaras are considered a Gyani type of bhakti. So Krishna says that these are the four personalities who would look for God. And when these four personalities, Jnani is highest most among them because they come to Krishna seeking for the truth. He's not the wealth seeker, he's not inquisitive, he's not distressed. He's coming to Krishna seeking the truth. And since he's seeking the truth, he's considered the topmost. And then from here, Gyan Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. Right? So these are just the ladder. But Niskam, the Gyan Yoga leads to Bhakti Yoga. but all of these uh, adhikaris are higher. They're already performing bhakti. You clear so far? Connecting the dots? So this is basically, it's a preschool before you get into the school of bhakti. These are the people who have higher chance to get into the school. They're qualified to get enrolled into the ISKCON school. Okay. So then there are two kinds of jnani that is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. This is very important to understand. There are two types of jnani. One is Mayavadi. I mean, this definition is given here, but many devotees I have heard that they, kind of mix it up and maybe don't get a too clear path. But the way I have understood it, it makes sense to me. So there are two kinds of jnani. This is first time you are hearing Mayavadi and Brahmanwadi. Okay, you know that Mayavadi and Brahmanwadi is different thing. Okay, Mayavadi is the one who think that the Lord and his form and his pastime and his activities, everything external are nothing but simply illusion. Simply illusion. Simply illusion. Okay. Simply illusion. This is nothing. They will say that nothing is real. Everything is unreal. Okay. So that is Mayavadi. But Brahmanwadi is the one who accepts the form of the Lord as real, but prefer to approach him as Brahman or Paramatma. So Brahmavadi, Brahmatmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaneti Shabdate. Okay, this is very important. Sometimes, we use this word and people get little offended, oh, why you are saying like that? So don't use if you know what is Mayavadi, who is Brahmanwadi, then we don't use the word Mayavadi for Brahmanwadi. Brahmanwadi is, Prabhupada said, the transcendentalist. They are still devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are worshipping the Brahman feature, which is not bad though, not bad. The six types of liberation in the summary, Prabhupada says that these all are great personality. But the only difference is that they are very close to being a pure devotee. But the only defect is that they still have some self desire. Okay, but bhakta does not have any self desire. So this Brahmanwadi is great personality. Why? Because he accepts the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but prefer to approach him as Brahman. Okay, and Mayavadi thinks that everything is illusion. Your body, my body. An example is given. They think that rope is looking like as a snake, but in fact, it is just the confusion, it's just the illusion. Because of the avidya, we don't have knowledge. We are thinking that this is a snake, but in fact, it is a rope. It's a rope. Okay, so please, remember these differences between Mayavadi versus Brahmanwadi, and that's yeah.
So, the Mayavadi is impersonalist, right, Prabhuji? Mayavadis means like
Yes,
the
yes.
Brahmanityam Jagan Midya, that is their concept, right? This Jagan is a Midya.
No,
That's not.
Brahm Satya Jagat, Brahm Satya, Brahman, if somebody says that Brahma is Satya, then they are putting faith in Lord Brahma, Brahman feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they are still devotee.
They fall under this Mayavadi's category.
I mean, I would not strongly use the word Mayavadi for them, honestly, because they are they are worshipping the Brahmamati, Parmamati, Bhavanati Sabdate. You know, they are worshipping the Lord's Brahman form, but they are still, worshipping somebody's shadow versus somebody as a person. The person who is worshipping shadow is very close to reaching out to that person, right?
Mm.
Right?
Yes.
So he's very close. Maybe he's worshipping shadow, the light, effulgence that's coming out of his body, but he's very close. very close. Is worshipping that effulgence which is coming out from Lord. And Mayavadis are the one who believe that there is no form of the God. There is, everything is illusory. You and I. So some part of their understanding might be Mayavadi understanding, like thinking that Aham Brahma Ashmi.
Yeah.
I am Brahman, you are Brahman. Or they say Namo Narayana, right? They say that, right?
Mm.
You are Narayan, I am Narayan. That part we should definitely not buy into. We should not buy into. But my understanding has been is that you know everything for sake of knowledge, but don't disrespect anybody.
Mm.
Yeah. Because you and I are just very insignificant person. We have no right to, criticize anything, but follow your process. Follow your process. Be firm on your process. For sake of knowing, you know everything, and how to deal with that. Just have full respect. Thank you so much. If it's working for you, it's fine. But I follow the teaching of Brahmada Gaura Sampradaya. I follow the teaching that His Divine Grace Prabhupada has given. I follow the teaching that Madhvacharya has given. I follow the teaching that Mahaprabhu has given. Achinta Veda Ved Tattva. Okay. Other teachings are, I have no qualification. So be very, very respectful. Never ever uh, become, less respectful. Prabhupada said that whenever we see somebody from Sri Sampradaya, follower of Ramanujacharya, we should bow down. All devotees of Lord Vishnu. Okay.
Mm.
So this is the mood. Don't get into that critical mood. It's not good. All we are doing is offense. We ourselves don't know our teaching and I start criticizing others' teaching. This is very good, bad mentality, in my opinion. We should not have mentality like that. As a devotee, you work on, you know, having sufficient humility, sufficient respect. Uttmadhikari is you there, right? What is the definition of the Uttmadhikari? He sees everybody. Everybody is devotee. So if you get to the Uttmadhikari platform, then you would not have this, discriminative, distinctive, you know, critical type of mindset. Uttmadhikari has no. That's you very clearly here. You can see that. I'm not saying that it's already coming from the scripture. So be on the Uttmadhikari side, which means no, don't criticize. But you have to do the discrimination to protect yourself. You clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very much.
So
Right.
please, some of these teachings are very important. Don't think that these teachings do not have practical application. It has extremely, extremely practical application for us. We have to know how to apply it. Okay. So in our day-to-day dealing, we don't really. I should not, or we should not criticize anything unless and until somebody asks. If somebody asks your opinion, you give your expert opinion because you understand it. Unless and until, keep quiet, none of your business. If there is need for you, you talk. So, grave. I was just talking to another devotee. Gravity is very important for the devotee. We are not loose mouth. We are not, somebody, they say that of no value. We are following, pure devotional service. We are trying to be devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead, you know. So have that, that grave also, but not unnecessarily criticizing, talking about so many things and doing offenses. No, 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 no. Do needful. What is important for you in this life span to go back to home, back to Krishna. This material world will continue, even if you stay here or not stay here. Without you, it's going on without Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu, all those great acharyas, they all came and it's still going on. It will go, it will continue. It's Krishna's creation. That's what Bhagavatam is teaching. So don't get too much entrapped, caught into the emotion of this material world. That's the teaching I always try to give. Don't get too much caught into the emotion of the material world. Rather, Nastaragunya Bhavarjuna. That's what Krishna is saying. Taragunya Vishaya Veda. That's application of this point. Come out of this like lotus. Pankaja, you have taken birth in the panka, kichar, but come out of it. So that's the teaching. We understand these concepts and philosophy, but we should not get too much caught into it and do offenses. So this is the last slide, and Mother Devahuti is asking that to Kapil Dev, saying that what kind of bhakti should I perform to attain your feet? Okay, what type of bhakti should I do to attain your feet? Kapil Dev says a pure devotee who is attached to the activities of the devotional service and who always engages in the service of my lotus feet. See what he says. Never desires to become one with me. So Krishna himself is saying, Buddha himself is saying. So we don't like to worship the Lord's Brahman feature. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged, which means engaged through the process of devotional service, 64 anga. So this is the precursor. Always glorifies my pastime and activities. Okay, so that's what we do. We are engaged in, if you have time, we are engaged in reading about pastime and activity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Prabhupada used the word Supreme Person, very easily, whenever Krishna comes in our head, we just end up saying Supreme Personality. Why? Because Lord Kapiladav himself is saying, unflinchingly engage, always glorifies my pastime and activity. He is not engaged in the service of becoming one with me. So that was, so what this chapter did to us, this chapter helped us understand what are different types of bhakta and who are qualified to take this process of bhakti. And in bhakti process, we should not try to be Mayavadi or Brahmanwadi. Rather, we should be Bhagwanwadi, see Krishna as Bhagwan. Okay, so that is how this chapter concludes. And now we are getting into fourth chapter. Fourth chapter says devotional service surpasses all liberation. So you would have very easily got the essence of this chapter. In this chapter, we are going to see that devotional service, moksha lahu krit, the value of liberation is insignificant against devotional service. That's what is the basically essential teaching that's going to come out of this chapter. So we have seen this slide, which I'll just bring you up here. That's what, basically all the verses that we are seeing, it's basically coming to, it's just giving the definition. So you can just see the definition here. Shayujya Mukti, again, I'll just go through this one once again because this is the essential learning from this chapter. And the outcome of this discussion is that Bhakta does not care for any one of this type of liberation. Okay, so none of these liberations are object or so Sayujya Mukti. Prabhu, you know what is Sayujya Mukti? Prabhu, Manohar Prabhu, you know what is Sayujya Mukti?
Merging, it's written.
Yeah, Sayujya Bhakti is merging into Brahman. So when we say Brahmanwadi, literally we are talking about Sayujya Mukti. But if you talk to many people, they would not, they would say, oh, Brahmanwadi is the topmost goal. Okay. So when sometimes we are talking about Mukti, Prabhu, or somebody comes to you and tell, oh, mukti is the ultimate goal of the life, then you would not know which mukti they are talking about. Right, Prabhus? Because all
Hmm.
of these are mukti, right? Uh-huh. Is that
Yes,
true?
yes, yes.
Yes, yes. So it's very important to understand what mukti they are referring to. So Sahyajya Mukti is also a mukti when one merges into the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Salokya Mukti is also type of mukti where one resides in the spiritual planet of the Lord. And Sarupya Mukti is type of mukti when one attains bodily features like Lord. And Samipya Mukti is becoming close associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sar Srishti is attaining the opulence like Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj has, opulence like Vaikuntha. So these are all of mukti, and we have given enough time to discuss this. But I would like to read these bullets point here to make the point. Out of these five liberated stages, Sayujya Mukti is the last to be accepted by the devotee. So out of these five type of mukti, Sayujya Mukti is the least preferred one. Okay. The other four, although not desired, still are not against the devotional ideals. So we just talked about it, because they're very close to Krishna. So Rupa Goswami says they are na ati rudhyate, rudhyate. They are not extremely contrary against to bhakti. This implies that they are against contrary to bhakti up to some degree. Why? Because still there is some desire for the happiness and opulence of the spiritual world. So there is some self desire, right? But what is pure bhakti? What is pure bhakti? Anya
Anya
Vilas
Vilas.
Das.
Yeah,
Yes,
ज्ञान कर्मादीनामृतम्
yes.
आनुकूल्येन कृष्णानो
Senior
शीलमूलं
bhakti.
उत्तमम्.
Yes. Right. So Prabhupada says that thus sometimes a devotee from Vaikuntha may develop affection for Krishna and be promoted to Goloka. So the devotee, that's why the word, Prabhupada used the word transcendentalist. This is Brahmanwadi, Paramatmawadi, Bhagwanwadi. Why? Because any one of these personality, they're very close to Krishna and they can desire to be promoted to Goloka from Vaikuntha. What do you think about it? So, I mean, I don't think that we can even, I don't even think that I can get one of these. It's very far, far ahead. Maybe one of you are qualified, not me.
No.
I still have a lot of purification to go through. So, but we are at feet of Prabhupada. If Prabhupada decides to help us, he'll help us. He'll take us wherever you'd like to take us. So
Prabhu,
that's why, yeah.
Prabhuji, can we give some examples of devotees who have attained in these categories? Like Sayujya, I would say many of the demons in Krishna pastimes, like Aga demon, they achieved Sayujya Mukti.
Not
Like,
all, Prabhu.
okay. Hmm.
So one thing is also very important here, since you are asking this question. Not all got fully liberated.
Hmm.
So this is a little bit twist since you ask.
Hmm.
So the way our acharyas have described that difference between Krishna's killing and some other avatars of Krishna killing is that when Krishna kills a demon, that demon ultimately get final liberation.
Which
But we,
liberation? Hmm.
that Krishna awards, like to Shishupal, you know what he did to Shishupal?
Yeah,
Samipya Mukti.
Shishupal. Okay. Shishupal got
Sarupya Mukti. Sorry. Yeah.
Shishupal got Sarupya?
Yeah. Shishupal was awarded very high type of liberation. Yes. So what he did, he merged into Krishna's body, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that was not the Sayuja Mukti. That was Sarupya Mukti, I believe, because he merged into the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Shishupal got a very high class of, uh, liberation.
Hmm.
And Putna, you know what Putna did? What Putna did? What
What?
happened with Putna,
No, she became mother of Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what type of mukti is there?
That is Samipya.
Yes. Right. So this is such a high mukti. So it's not, but there are some demons who just got only Sayuja mukti.
Hmm.
Yes.
Aga is one of them, right? I mean, Aga
Yeah,
Ravi.
I mean, I don't remember all, but
Mhm.
I'll have to look into it. But yes.
Okay.
So uh, they got liberated for sure, but they again get different types of destination depending on how Krishna decides to award them based upon their some degree of bhakti.
Mhm. So it appears that the tendency to
Bali
enjoy,
Maharaj got Sar system. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
it appears that all these muktis, since they have some desire for personal happiness,
Mm, mm,
they are tainted with demonic tendencies,
yeah.
right?
So
Um,
still they are thinking about Krishna, right? Some
mm,
may think, with some anukul bhav. Some may think about Krishna in a pratikul bhav. So Putana, although wanted to kill, but she wanted to feed milk to Krishna. That's anukul bhav. Some degree of, anukula is there, favor is there. So she was awarded accordingly.
hmm, interesting. Okay, so I mean, there is some level of service, but there is some level of personal gratitude.
All of these have they have different degradation of
Mhm.
surrender.
Hmm.
Yes, Prabhu. That's what you were saying, right?
It looks like that.
Yeah. Some degree of surrender is there. Or yes. But there are, uh, three things I wanted to tell you, okay, Prabhuji? Sadhana Siddha,
Mhm.
okay, Kripa Siddha, and then
Mm.
Nitya Siddha. Have you heard about these three things?
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So uh, when somebody is awarded, like when demons are awarded liberation, it's
Mhm.
just Kripa Siddha.
Tripasit. Yeah.
Their perfection is coming just because of the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And perfect example is, who? In Chaitanya Charitamrita pastime, Jagai Madai.
Yeah. Check. Mhm.
Yeah, Jagai Madai. It's just the mercy of Nityanand Prabhu that they got the Shuddh Prema. So, Kripa Siddhi is hard to understand. What will be their destination? It's completely depend on the mercy of the Lord. Like, for example, mother can do anything for baby.
Mhm.
Sometimes she will cry, still she will award. Sometimes, she will behave very nicely, still mother. So mother will award baby, doesn't matter what she does. Crying, oh, she's crying like that. She is still happy because she's crying. She's very happy because she's behaving very good,
Mhm.
right? Right? I see
Mhm.
we have Mataji here, Lavati Radha Mataji. She will tell, you know, They will just love the baby. My wife, kids will do whatever. She has only appreciation for it. I said, no, but this should not be appreciated. No, but she will have appreciation for it. So it's kirpa siddha.
Mm.
It's just totally on the mercy of Lord. Okay. But sadhana, siddha are the one who perfects through sadhana. So we are sadhana siddha. Or we are not perfected, but the process of achieving perfection for us is through process of bhakti. And that's why these angas and niyam, do's and don'ts are important. So sadhana siddha. And nitya siddha, they are eternally associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead. When they come to the material world, they do pastime. One should not think that they are ordinary people like you and I. No, they just come, they do their pastime, wrap it up, go. Prabhupada is considered, one of the Nitya Siddha. Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj is considered Nityasiddha devotee. All the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, they are Manjaris. Who are the Manjaris? Young gopis, Rupa Manjari. So all of these are Manjaris, Nityasiddha, okay? So when they come and the way do things, the way they conduct their life, the way they show detachment, even I cannot, because we are really of this world. So like draws the like. Our attachment is too much from this world. That's what we are. That's what we have been doing. Janma after janma. That's what we have been doing. So this place is very good place for us. We find a lot of connections and affections and you know reason. We are flourishing here. We are getting all the nourishments that we need
Oh,
because this is where we belong to. But nitya siddhas are not like that. When they come here, they just do their pastime. They know that they're just here, you know, for certain purpose, and then they wrap it up. So they show very high degree of detachment, like all the six Goswamis living beneath the tree, no care for the food. We can't imitate. Even if it doesn't matter how hard you try, you cannot imitate their caliber. They are great acharya because they are nitya siddha. They're eternally devotee of Krishna. Okay, so so these are the distinctions. So some of these demons, they because Krishna wants them to give them some pleasure fighting. Krishna has pleasure also in fighting. Even I don't have pleasure in fighting, but chivalry rasa, right? Chivalry rasa. So Krishna would fight? He needs Jaya Vijaya. He needs Kumbhakarna and Ravana. He needs Kansa. He needs Dantwakra. He needs people like of his caliber whom he can fight. So they also give some pleasure. Anukula says, yeah, they give the pleasure in a particular condition, you know, but they still give some pleasure. So all depends what type of destination they give. Krishna awards them. We can't really understand. But sadhana siddha, we are engaging ourselves in bhakti to receive the mercy, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Nitya Siddha, they are always receiving the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. At least your question, help me introduce these three terms: Kripa Siddha, Sadhana Siddha, and Nitya Siddha. We are not, Kripa Siddhas. Because if we would have received the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, in previous life I would have gone, you would have gone. None of us would be seeing each other. Are we Nitya Siddha? At least I'm not. I don't know about many of you here. But one thing for sure that we are trying to do in this lifetime is that sadhana siddha. We are trying to perfect our life through sadhana. That is why sadhana is very important. Because sadhana siddha, your perfection is going to come from your sadhana. Okay. So with that, we are concluding this chapter also. You can read the, you know, uh, purports or the summary that is given. But this is a beautiful, and many of you, depending on where you are in your Krishna consciousness, might find this verse very heavy. Okay, but anyways, let me go through this verse. So this verse is coming from Sri Manasiksha, and Manasiksha is compiled by Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. So do you know what type of acharya is Raghunath Das Goswami?
What type of acharya he was?
Sadhana, I will just give you the hint. Sadhana, Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojana. So what was his position? His Prayojana, like the results. So Sambandha, we have to have the Sambandha, and then in Sambandha, we have Avidya. So Sambandha is Rupa Goswami, Avidya is Sanatana Goswami, and Prayojana is Raghunath Das Goswami. So we have to understand our relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then we have to act in that relationship for the goal, ultimate goal. Prayojana is the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? Krishna Prema Pumertho Mahan. Krishna Prem is the ultimate goal of everybody's life. The devotee who are engaged in devotional service, the ultimate goal is to come to the stage to obtain Sudh Prema, unalloyed love for Supreme Lord. Okay, so this verse is cited, this verse is given in a book called Manasiksha. Okay, so here is the copy of Sri Manasiksha. Okay, this is Sri Manasiksha.
Oh,
And Manasiksha is very beautiful book. And this book basically is very rich. It's very, it takes you too much deeper. And then, it starts slowly and slowly and gives you understanding of what is pure devotion to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because this is coming from Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami is Prayojana, Prayojana,
Prayojan.
yeah,
Prayojan.
Prayojan Acharya, who gives the essence. So he says, Ashadvarda Vesya Visharjamati Sarvasya Harinaha Haranihi Katha Mukti Vyagrahana Sunukila Sarvatma Gilanihi Api Taktva Lakshmipati Ratim Ito Vyoma Nayanam Praje Radha Krishnau Swarati Manidau Tvam. I don't know, should I get into this not, but I'll just try to get it. I'll try to explain it. So this verse, has this verse itself has nice, details. First, Asad Varta, Asad, Shat and Ashat, right? So Asad Varta is talk which is mundane talk. So mundane talk is summarized here as prostitute. Okay. So one should reject, one should never associate with asadvarta, which is like prostitute, like mundane gossip. Okay. And then katha mukti vyagraha, no, vyagrahana shrunukila sarvatmagilanihi. Don't listen at all to those stories which are pertaining to mukti, like you saw the mukti. So this is a concluding slide. One should not engage in hearing the talks and stories about mukti. Why? Because it is like Vyagraha, Vyagra, tiger. So what tiger does? Devours the object, So mukti is devouring. Now, how mukti is devouring? Because it's not ultimate goal. So a person who is mukta, like Sayoja Mukti, You would enjoy very long time of, you know, peace and pleasure. You are free from the cycle of repeated birth and death for long time. So he says that asadvarta, one should not engage in the mundane talk. Why? Because it's like prostitute. One should not listen the stories of mukti because it is like tiger which can devour, devour the soul. And here is another thing that many of you not like. Api taktva Lakshmi Pati Ratim. He says that moreover also give up the attachment to the husband of Lakshmi. Which husband of Lakshmi? Sri Narayan. Okay. Why? Because he only leads one to Vakunta. Now this is very, very high. Mukti itself is very high. Okay. So Raghunath Goswami is saying that forget about Asadvarta. You go, even if you go higher and you are staring or staying somewhere at the stage of Mukti platform, then know that it's all devouring to your soul. Even if you go higher, I'm feeling a little, guilty because I'm not sure if this message is 100% clear to all of you, but take it for now as it is, okay? And if needed, we can explain that deeper. He says that don't even, you know, engage in worshipping of Lakshmipati. Why? Because he will take you to only Bakunta. Then what to do? Braje Radha Krishna Swarati Manidautam. He says that instead, please engage in the worship of Sri Radha and Krishna. Why? He says because they give the jewel of their love to their bhakta. Now go back and remember that six character of bhakti, pure devotion, and one of them was Sudurlabha. Remember?
Yes, Surdurlabha. Yes.
Yeah.
That is
And then we talked, why Krishna's bhakti is Sudurlabha? Because Krishna gives himself. An example
Hmm.
was given that Krishna resides with
Yes.
Pando in Hastinapur. And, for every calamities, for every, challenges that has to come in their life, Krishna will personally help, right? Krishna personally became the chariot driver of Arjun. So our acharyas are saying that that's why it's very durlabha because Krishna himself sells, he gives away himself to his devotee. Atma bhava, Atma love, it says that Swarati, the love, that he has for himself or the devotion, he gives his devotion, his love to his follower. So it's basically, very, very high understanding. So our acharyas are setting us up to come to this stage of pure, pure, pure devotion. This is nectar of devotion. So don't be surprised. Nectar of devotion will teach you to follow pure devotion. Don't find, five platform, five, story building as the topest, highest building. No, 10-story building is the highest. No, 15 is the highest. 20. No, it will set you all the way. Taragunya Visaya Vedya, Nastaragunya Bhavarjuna. Nectar of devotion will teach you come out of all of this, 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 and ultimately come at the feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So goal is very, 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 very high. And that's what basically Rupa Goswami is teaching. Rupa Goswami is teaching that pure devotion should. So if you see this picture, it says, take the instruction of the sadhu, saintly person, take the instruction of Shastra, and take the instruction of Guru. Put all of this together, merge all of this together, and strive for pure devotion because that pure devotion will lead you to whom? Radha and Krishna. That's the goal. So nectar of devotion will teach us to get that ultimate goal of having unalloyed love for Radha and Krishna. So with that, in next chapter, which is chapter 5, we are going to now, this is all the background, okay? So from this chapter, chapter number 5, we'll see what are the angas. So from here, we'll start seeing the different angas. 64 angas of bhakti is going to be introduced to this chapter, chapter number 5. So today we completed chapter number 3 and chapter number 4. I would like to pause and ask if there is any confusion, anything that was not clear, or if I misspoke or something that I said which didn't align your understanding you have so far. I'll be more than happy to take that for a few minutes and then we can adjourn.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So the previous slide, there was types of Sukrishna. So is it Sukrishna means devotees or bhaktas?
Sukriti. I don't know, it might have been misspelled.
Oh, Sukrishna, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Means pious deed, good deed.
Okay.
You know the word Sukriti, Prabhu, right? Swikriti.
Yeah, acceptance. Yeah.
So action that gives the good result. Shu means good, Kriti means action. So good action. Good action gives the good result, you know. So that's what it means.
Prabhu.
Yes, Bina Mataji. Please ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, Dandavata, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, so in the Mayavadi and the slide in where you said that
Yeah,
Mayavadi
Mayavadi, Brahmanwadi. Yeah.
Brahmanvadis are better than Mayavadi, but in that one you said that this is a new concept that I just learned today, that they understand the Supreme Lord Krishna, and but they do not worship him, thinking that Krishna is an Atmaram and he does not need any services.
There
So
might be their explanation. Yeah, I don't know,
I see.
but yes, maybe you're right there. They may think like that. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, they may think that Atma, yeah, they may think that Krishna, I mean, there is a school of, thought, and they think that why Krishna even need our Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam. They give different, explanation of that. Why Krishna would need a leaf from you and flower from you or Toyam water from you. The whole, cloud and ocean is under his control. The whole, you know, garden, anywhere else you have, all over the globe is under his control. Yeah, everything is under his control. So why he need that, that a small favor from you? But Prabhupada has given the answer that father might be rich, father might be very, very rich, but when his birthday comes, then son asks, father borrows money from him and goes and buys some gift and then give that as a gift to parents. They become very happy, extremely happy, extremely happy. Uh, my daughter was here. So in winter time, I like walking, but I was not walking. So my daughter came and she noticed that it's becoming very difficult for me to walk. So she bought walking treadmill for me. She said that, you don't have to go outside. And I loved it. I was so much appreciative. Whole day I kept on appreciating her. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I don't have to worry. Even if it's too cold, I can just walk inside, right? I was so thankful. Whole day I was thanking her. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She said, why you are saying so many times thank you? I said, no, but I really needed something like that because on winter day I cannot go outside and I need to walk because I have sciatica pain. I need to do that exercise to keep myself healthy. So at least now I can walk. And I mean, money doesn't matter, right? So it's like that. Prabhupada said that the gift is, maybe not very expensive, maybe not, but that reciprocation is, important. So Krishna may not need anything when somebody offers with love and devotion. Krishna says that I accept that love and devotion through that patram puspam phalam toyam. So yeah, maybe they might be thinking. I mean, that's why I do not like hearing so many things from outside, because then they have their own definitions. Like we try to say things, you know, in own way. They have their own way of saying things. Now, if you listen them, it will make sense to you. Oh yeah, but maybe it's sensible. I don't know. But the thing is that I have very limited, time in my life. I don't have much time. I don't want to be expert of everything. I just want to, I know that, what Prabhupada has given, what Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj has given, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given, all of these great acharyas have given. My last, boundary of the faith is Six Goswami. I love them. What they have given is absolute truth. They would not give me anything. So I need to keep on searching for so many things. See if I can sync myself with the teaching of Six Goswami. As much as I can, I'll be loyal to their teaching. Live however long you can live on this planet. Go wherever Krishna takes you. But I don't know where. So be very focused. It's nothing, distract. You have to cut the distractions. Sometimes, people give this thing in a different way, present this thing in a different way. But the way I see is that cut the distractions. There are so many distractions. Prabhupada said that you are already distracted in the material world. You are already distracted. And you are adding distraction on the top of distraction. Why you are being too confused? There's already confusion, right? So our goal is to take the shelter of, that's why we are saying Guru, Shastra and Sadhu. Take the shelter of Guru, our spiritual master, take the shelter of Shastra, and take the shelter of Sadhus. Sadhu means everybody who is aspiring us, all the way to, you know, Madhvacharya and Mahaprabhu and six Goswamis, and go, go. Because once you go to some height, a certain height, then from there you can see everything. That's what Prabhupada, did. He could clearly see the position of everything else, where they are fitted. So please, help yourself and move faster on the process of bhakti. And how you move faster? By abiding to the teaching that is given by Guru Sastra and Sadhu, not adding. Prabhupada said, I do not add, I did not subtract. I just presented as it is. So what we have to do, we just have to try to grasp as it is and then move on. It making sense?
Yes.
So
Prabhuji, thank
I
you
don't
so
really understand, the whole details of their explanation, but I've heard that, they say like that. They might say like that, Mataji. Yes, they might say like that. I've heard, yes.
Prabhuji, these categories for Shankaracharya Sampradaya, Sankradaya followers, right? Is it one of them they follow here, Prabhuji? Or which one it follows? A Brahmavadis or
I
Mayavadis?
really don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I mean, when I think about it, to me sounds like they are Brahmanwadi, but then I don't know, Prabhuji. I would not. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have much knowledge on that subject. But they are all, I would say that for sure they are very good people. They are very pious people. They are worshiping Krishna,
Mhm.
in different form. They all will come to the stage of doing pure bhakti, or they might be doing pure bhakti. Well, unfortunately, my knowledge on that topic is very, very limited, I can tell you. If you know more, you can teach me, no problem. The Mirabai says, "Mere to Girdhar Gopal dusro na koi." It has a lot of weight. Okay, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Yesterday, I was spending whole day reading about Sarnagati. So Sarnagati is a book written by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and in that book, Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes so many poems. Out of that, 32 poem that he wrote is based on 6 principal anga of bhakti. So when you are fully surrendered to Krishna, what are the symptom? Okay, and the symptom is that anukulasya sankalpa, partikulasya vivarjana. He goes like that. Okay, rakshasi iti vishwasho guptritve varnam tatha. Have you heard that verse, Prabhu? Nishepa karpanya sadvidhi sarnagati. He says that these are the 6 symptoms of being fully surrendered to Krishna. You are always doing things which are anukul for your bhakti, and you are refraining doing the things which are not favorable to your bhakti, thinking that if I'll come into the difficulty, Krishna will protect me. He will surely help me. The fourth one, he says that considering that I am part of the family of Krishna. Now, I remember last class I said that we all should think presence of Krishna. That's what, Narada Muni is saying. It's a higher stage. We think that Krishna is in our life. So think that you are part of the family of the Krishna, and then be submissive, surrender to devotional service of Krishna, and then karpanya, have due humility. So on all of these 6 topics, it adds series of poems. And one of the poem, one of the 8.8 song number 8, line number 5, he uses the word Ami to tomar, tomi to amar. He uses that word. There are many other, Atmani Vedana tu apade kori. He says that when I have surrendered at my lotus feet, my dear Lord, I feel so much pleasure, so much happiness, and series of verses he writes. So he says that what is this relationship? I'm yours, you are mine. I'm yours, and you are
Yeah.
mine. And then the example of Haridas Thakur is given, that how he behaved in that way. I am yours and you are mine. So these are the things, Prabhuji. There are so much things all over the globe that we can learn and hear and know, but just give your life studying Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, six Goswamis. A lot of things that we have to learn right here.
Yes. Yeah.
Learn that and see, because why? In Bhaktyalok, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, once hearing, once association, once chanting, once going to temple, deity worship, everything should cultivate only one mood, and that is Krishna Prema Pumartho Mahan. This is not me saying, somebody of very little intelligence. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, in Bhakti Alok he says that everything should be geared towards cultivating the one mood. And if that is your foundation, then faster, faster, which I'm not, but I just want to tell you, I'm just helping you. So these are some of the things, that we have to follow and we have to do, and everything else will be fine. Deeper, deeper, deeper shelter of the learned devotees, deeper shelter of Shastra, deeper shelter of spiritual master. And then at the course of time, we'll be happy. Okay, sounds good?
Shall I ask one more quick question?
Yeah, yeah, Prabhuji, quickly,
So,
yes.
quickly, yeah. So one is Rupa Sanatana and Raghunath Goswami. You have mentioned Sambandha Abhidhaya Prayojana, right? Why Rupa and Sanatana Sambandha Abhidhaya Prabhuji? Is there any quick explanation there?
Because their teachings are like that. So each acharya has a mood, right? Right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So based upon their teaching, they are cultivating. So Raghunath Das Goswami is considered acharya of Prayojana, Prayojana acharya, because his teachings are like that. It's helping us understand to the ultimate goal. So just their mood, just their teachings. So Raghunath Das Goswami is considered Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoi Byakuti. तबे हमें बुझब जुगल प्रीति. Ratan Das Thakur writes. So Rupa Raghunath Das Goswami is Pariyojana Acharya, who teaches us the ultimate goal, which is Radha Krishna Rati, the unalloyed love for Srimati Radharani and Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You might have to research a little bit more on this topic if you have. There might be more on this if you just read the pastime of six
That's
Goswamis.
when Prabhuji, first time I'm hearing that kind of things.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
You
No,
may be-
then you should have heard about it before. Anything anybody has? Okay, thank you. Vanchkalpatru Hasha Kripa Sindhu Bevasha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya His Divine Grace Prabhupada ki Jai. Assemble Bhakta Vrind ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Bol Jyoti Mata Ji, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank you,
Bol.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Dandvat Mata Ji, Hare Krishna,
Dandavad, Prabhu.
Dandvat Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Hare Bol.
Haribol, Haribol.
I'll get to the ISKCON disciple course right after this one. I have another class.
Oh, wow.
Saturday is like that. Yes, sir.
Thank you so
I
much.
have one. Prabhu?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and effort. And,
No,
yeah.
hope it's helping Prabhu. That's the main thing, I mean, it should help. It should help us. Prabhu, I'll send you this presentation. You want me to send that here? Are you there, Prabhu? Just 5 minutes. I guess let's see this screen. Since Prabhu asked this question, Sadhujanand Prabhu, I want to give him something up to the fullest extent. Sadhujanand Prabhu, you see this one here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, let's look at Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami, okay? Okay,
Mhm.
so Sanatana Goswami is Acharya of Sambandha, and his deity was Madan Mohan.
Hmm.
Sri Rupa Goswami is Acharya of Abhidhaya, and his deity was Govindji. And Raghunath Das Goswami is Acharya of Prayojana, and his deity is Gopinath. Okay, and then these three deities have feature of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so Madan Mohan, his legs are like legs of Lord himself, like exactly like the legs of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you go Jaipur, in fact, all of these three deities are in Jaipur. So if you see the deity of Madan Mohan, pay attention to their feet because they are like Krishna's feet. And
Hmm.
Govindji, his face is like Krishna's face.
Okay.
And Gopinath, his shoulders and chest are like Krishna. So if you go to Jaipur and I know I have here in this slide Radharani. Yeah, so this is they are in Karoli, Jaipur. Madan Mohan, we know that they are in Karoli, Jaipur. And then Sri Govindji, they are also in Jaipur, Ember area. And then Sri Gopinath, this is also, they're also in Jaipur. So when you do their darshan, devotee tries to do all three in one day. Have you done this, Manohar Prabhu? Have you done their darshan?
No, Prabhuji. Next
Oh,
time, hopefully, I'll take that.
so you start in the morning,
Huh,
okay? And
huh.
then by the end of the day, you make sure that all three deities you see in one day.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, in Jaipur.
Hare Hare.
Yeah. So if you want to go from Brindavan Prabhu,
Yeah.
Sadhujanan Prabhu, then
Mhm.
you'll have to leave maybe like, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. So by
Mm.
8, you get there.
Mm.
And 8 is late little bit. If you can stay in Jaipur, that will be nice. And then you attend the Mangala Aarti at one of this temple and then ask the your chariot driver or car driver, to make sure they know that they will, they know the route and they will take you to all these three places in one day.
Mhm.
So Raghunath Das Goswami is Pariyojana. Rupa Goswami is Avidya. He gives the process, and we are going to see 64 Anga of the Bhakti, right? So this is coming from Rupa Goswami. So he's Sambandha, Avidya, sorry. And then Sanatana Goswami is Sambandha. So Sa Sambandha. So Rupa Goswami, Nectar of Devotion, Avidya. And Pariyojana, the goal of Sambandha and Avidya is Pariyojana. And that Pariyojana is given by Raghunath Das Goswami. So this is just, since you asked me, I knew that I have some information. I just pulled it out for you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare
Our
Krishna.
DT name is Radha Madan Mohan.
Your Diti's name Radha Madan Mohan?
Radha Madan Mohan.
Radha
Yes.
Madan Mohan?
Radha
Okay.
Madan.
Okay. Okay. Then if you have Radha Madan Mohan Diti, you look at their feet all the time. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. You will.
Prabhuji,
Yeah. Boli.
this verse which you had quoted last time from BRS 1 to 20, 1 to 22 related
Mhm.
to all the different steps like b- uh, 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 Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Sarth Darshani 1 to
Uh-huh.
22 you had stated. I was looking at Sarth
Oh.
Darshani 1 to 22. It was not there. So which is the first number?
Oh. The verse that was talking about 9 or 14 angas of bhakti, like stages
Yeah.
of bhakti.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's go to that slide.
It
Uh,
says 1 to 22. But I'm having a like a document.
uh-huh.
Like some free PDF document somewhere on the web I found.
No,
Uh,
this one is given in Sarath Darshini. So where did you look for?
I looked in on online. I got a PDF, and
Uh-huh.
that is Sardarshini's 10th canto's exposition, right? Commentary by
No,
Vishwanath Chakravarti
it's
Thakur.
commentary on each canto.
Is it
Yeah.
Sarth 1 to 22? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So first canto, second chapter,
okay. So
and
I'm
verse
not.
number 22.
Oh, so I'm not looking at the correct thing
And
then.
in that verse, I have in fact given a class. Uh,
Oh,
I can
oh,
tell you
Sar.
here.
Okay, so I
So
got only the 10th canto of Sarth Darshani. So they're like that for each
no, no,
canto.
no, no, no. This is basically first canto
Second
and
chapter.
second chapter and verse number here. Let
22.
me. I have in fact, in one of the uh, morning Bhagavatam class,
Mhm.
I spoke on this uh, verse. So the good thing is that anything you ask me, I have presentation to share with you, which is good, right?
You have
So
done
see,
so much research work.
that's why I'm teaching. Yeah, I definitely I have to. That's what I do, Prabhu. I'll be always studying. So see, this is progressive stages of bhakti. Okay,
Mhm.
so the verse is here. SB
Oh,
first 221. Vidyate hridaya granthi chindate sarvasamsayak. Do you know that, right? Chinte chase karmani drishtaya vatmanishwari, right? I was just speaking on this verse, and then I cited that this here, this nine
right,
stages of
right.
bhakti, and
Yeah.
then how it goes. So verse number 16, Susadadhanasya, and then 16 captures up to 5 of those. So according to uh, Rupa Goswami, 3 steps. Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajan, Kriya. Right?
Huh.
In the verse number 16.
Hmm.
And up to step number 5 by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And then verse number 17 captures Bhajan Kriya and anartha nivritti. And according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, 5 and some part of 6. Okay. And
Syan
then,
Mahatseva.
yeah,
Okay.
and then 18, 6, 7, 8, according to Vishwanath
Mm.
Chakravarti Thakur. And Rupa Goswami, 5 and 6. And 19, Ruchi Anasakti. Okay. And then
Okay.
9, verse number 19, Ruchi Anasakti.
Mm.
Like that. And then verse number 20, Bhava and Prema. And verse number 20, 11, 12, 13, 14. So
Okay.
so that's what is basically there. In fact, Shaunak Rishi, not Sutta
Mhm.
Goswami. Sutta Goswami is giving the process of bhakti
Mhm.
to sages of Naimisaranya. And then he cites this verse, and then there is explanation that what exactly it means. So a series of 4 verses from verse number 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, he gave the process of pure devotional service, which
Okay.
means all 9 stages given by Rupa Goswami and
Okay.
14 stages given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And this presentation was just focused on trying to explain that
Mhm.
which verse is talking about which stages of bhakti.
Yeah. Yeah, and everything starts because of mercy of the devotee. So,
Yes. So this is coming from first canto,
first canto, second chapter,
verse
16,
number,
17, 18, 19, 20,
yes,
like that,
6,
huh?
20.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Mm, okay.
And if you read Prabhupada purport, if you read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur purport also, he says like that.
Okay.
So if you have Sararath Darsani, please read that and you will find it.
Yeah, I'll have to get the online
See, you asked
versions.
the question, I had the presentation on that.
Haribol.
So likewise, there are so much information that I don't share, but once in a while, if you ask me, I will pull it out. But research like that, all the
Mm,
time, day in, day out, always
mm,
research, read, Prabhupada's writing, our Acharya's writing,
yes,
and
bro.
that's how, yourself will have a lot of understanding, why they did what they did. I mean, I was so amazed to research about Sarnagati. Yesterday, I
Mm,
spent the whole day. A lot of time
wow.
I spent, on Sarnagati. I made a presentation also on Sarnagati.
Jai.
So, it's always good, Prabhu. That's how I
Yeah.
can learn. I just read through it and write it, in PowerPoint presentation
Mhm,
so that later, because I will forget, every day you read so many things, right?
mhm,
So you try to capture it, maybe write in the Word document or in PowerPoint, whatever time you spend on learning certain thing, write it
mm.
down so that later, when you are looking for something, you can easily find it. Oh, here is what, it says about that. And then you can just go read through it very quickly. You'll be, you know, up to
Yeah.
date. So please, uh, have the habit of writing
Mm,
and whatever realization that you have, write that. Whatever study that you do, try to write it. Don't worry too much about, as I said, just care for yourself. And with that, you can care for the whole world, okay?
yeah.
Try
Okay.
to be pure devotee.
Thank you,
You
bro.
also try. You are
So, Prabhuji,
already
you were already, you're saying you were having, starting Bhakti Vaibhav course also later on.
Bhakti Vaibhav is starting, right? Bhakti Vaibhav is going on. I have only 3 students there. I had 7, 8 students. Then slowly, everybody, started dropping. I ended up having
Oh,
very few students. So Bhakti Vaibhav is going on. Yeah. You should study, Prabhu, You should I'm not that detrimental. I'll help you. And if you are really curious to understand Shastra, step
mhm.
by step, we can linger and we can spend a lot of time research, from all angle. That's what we should do. That's how you learn. So
I'm,
yes, Prabhu, you
I-
say.
I'm interested in joining, but I don't want to overcome it on myself
Right.
because uh, this is going on, and this also I'm not doing it properly. So I need to do this properly.
Yeah, this one you do properly. Anything that you do it properly, Prabhu.
Yeah.
What happens is that you have to force yourself to learn. Okay. I
Mm.
force myself to learn. If I don't want to learn, there is nobody who can force me to do it. And then I would learn nothing. So nobody asked me that I should study about Sarnagati. But then I was, singing a song, Atmanivedana
Nice.
Tua Pade Kari, Koinu Ati Shukhu. So I said, where it's coming from? All of that. And then, I started, reading, learning. So find something and then study about it. That's how you will become good at Sastric understanding. And try to stay within the course of Brahmada Gauriya Sampradaya first. First understand, read, all of the books that our acharyas have given. Once you are good at that, then at least, because I was not reading before. Many devotees have read before, but I was not reading before. So I just, I have whatever time span I have, I try to just read,
Haribol.
all the acharyas books. So please do that.
It's
Very
true.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sure you all are doing. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat. Haribol.